on sports. I know the times here will not be new to you because one, you love sports, you play them. Secondly, you do that under your PhD. So, what I'm trying to do here is to mention some of these terms so that you know that what you have been taught in PhD functions in language. That's why we call it vocabulary development or language register, meaning that under sports, there are certain vocabularies you are expected to use when you talk about sports so that you will communicate effectively. So the same thing applies to other vocabulary topics we have so far done. So here we know that when we talk of sports, we refer to activities we do for pleasure. And usually these activities require skills. And there are rules that guide the sporting activities. So in other words, when we talk of games, we are also talking about sports. So there are different sporting activities like sprint. Sprint is with the race you run. For instance, 100-meter dash. On your mass set, fiam with speed, pia. So such races, short races with stamina and speed is under sprint. So it's a race for short distance. Then we refer to somebody who runs sprint race as the runner. Then an athlete is someone who competes in sports competition. Here it will be running, jumping, throwing. Remember under throwing we have shot puts, we have javelin and things like that. And even under jumping, we have high jump, we have long jump, we have triple jump. You know all these things. And running, you have different races. You have 400-meter race, 200 relay race, and so on. So one who is good at sports and who often does sports is also an athlete. Then athletics, this is uncountable now. So refers to sports such as running, jumping, and the ones I have so far mentioned here. Then those who now come into this athletics activity against one another are known as competitors. Usually you have your normal inter-house sports, you represent your hostels as you compete to win something for your hostel. So again, we also have other competitions in basketball, high jump, and so on. Remember, sometime in the past, we wait for seminary sports, the junior seminary. You know what you did, you know how you did it. You know all the games you performed, you participated in, and at the end of the day, what you got. Then we have another one, gymnasium. This is a special building. In other words, they can serve for indoor games, whereby you have equipment for doing physical exercises. You may have something for cycling, you may have something for weightlifting, you may even have something for rope skipping or even swimming. You can find swimming pool inside the gymnasium. So gymnastics now refers to sports involving physical exercise and movements that need skills. For instance, when we go for competition in swimming, they count the strokes, the way it is done. I don't think I have to go into details in this area. Just mention the particular thing because that must have been taken care of by your PhD. So athletes have to practice in order to be physically fit. If they have to be, if they have not been practicing and they want to succeed or win something, so they have to go for practice. We know we have male and female athletes. At least in Nigeria, we still have some athletes that have kept a record. We talk of Mary Onyami, the camel. We talk of Chioma Ajunwa and many others. So these people are normally trained by a coach. Or when you have more than one coach, we talk of coaches. Then these competitors win medals. We talk of gold medal, silver medal, and bronze medal. And if you want to refer to them, you can call them medalists. That is those that have won these medals. Then, in sports again, we have the track and field events. It is under the track event that we have the running races. Then field events, you can have something like jumping, throwing, and so on. Again, we still have something like football that is taken up in the field pitch, football field. on the pitch. We also have lawn tennis, volleyball, basketball, and so these ones take place in a court. In other words, the place where they are played are known as the court, while that of football is the field. Again, something like table tennis is one of the indoor games. So these are the things you need to know about sports. Okay, so we have just said that football, lawn tennis, table tennis, and others are played in a court. Then for an athlete to go for competition, he has to be in the top form. That is, he has to be physically fit. And he needs to train very well to win medals. At least when you wait for your junior secondary competition, those of you who were here then, you know how much you train, you know how to participate and do that. Where you fail, then those your opponents will be stiff for you. That is, they will be very difficult for you to overcome. Then we refer to people who watch football match as spectators. That is, who watch sports. Just as we talk of audience watching plays and so on. Then when a coach now comes out or a team comes out and they are presenting somebody to participate in a game, you can talk of field an athlete. That is, to present somebody who will compete. Then to take part in that sporting event is to participate. In relay race, we know we normally have 4 persons. So the first person that starts on the race is known as that is the first leg that starts is the starter, while the person that completes is the finisher. Now, there's a particular expression I want to take note of, which normally is got from sports. You know, when you compete, it's something you do to enjoy, to have pleasure. And so when you are won, you don't have to be angry. So normally we hear people say, do something in the spirit of sportsmanship. What this means is that you have to behave in a fair, polite, and honest way in a sports competition. So when you bring that in a relationship, that means that you are not bitter with anybody when you are defeated. That is the spirit we are requesting our politicians to come up with. So with this, we end our class in JSS. Please go and revise. Anytime we come together before you write your exam, we go through past question papers for you to be able to write. Thank you and congratulations in advance.